All right, so this is not a particularly familiar sight. This is my wood collection, but this is my new shop. And by new shop, what I mean is I finally cleaned the floor and put everything where it's supposed to go and got myself set up and operational on my jewelry bench, which is the same one that used to sit in the corner of a kitchen that my wonderful mother did not yell at me for while I was staying with her. She liked it and she took many, many rings. But this is now fully operational. It has also had some very permanent changes made to it that have made it quite a bit better. And I know it looks like a mess, but I'm going to give you a tour of everything, and then we're going to go through where everything is organized. So the jewelry bench, it's looking a little threadbare on the walls, and I still need a power outlet on this wall, a 220 on the back wall, and another outlet on this wall. And once I get those, then, oh buddy, we are in trouble. So let me take you through it. First, the jewelry bench. We have the rolling mill finally bolted to the top permanently enough. It's not going anywhere. There's no shake in it. There's a stripped bolt here. So semi-permanent, I would need to drill the damn thing out. We have a Fordham tool, which by this time I'm sure that I will have made the unboxing video and shown the first times that I've used it. But it is this is a permanent hole. This is not going anywhere. And it can be, this whole plan could be changed or secured or moved up or down depending on how that little motor there likes to operate. And a somewhat curated set of tools, and the spinny thing that doesn't actually fit any of the Dremel bits. It only fits bits that are made to fit in that. Like the shafts are too big for those holes for most of my things, or else they'd be in there. The lathe has not been tied down yet. It hasn't been screwed down yet, I should say. And that's only because I don't know the comfortable working distance using it yet, since I have to run an extension cable from over yonder all the way up here. I'm going to save lathe work I'm going to save lathe work until I have power right there. Then this is the vise that I've been working out of for so long, and I'm so happy with the results of having it bolted to the bench. It's not just bolted to the bench, it's bolted to both bench tops. There are two bench tops on this thing, and there always have been, as it turns out. And that vise is all that I need for all that I'm doing. I have a future project to get an indicator for something. I want to use the square jaw. I was wildly incorrect about how easy it would be for me personally to put it on because I am a fool. And the ring bender, which got almost no traction before, now it's screwed to the bench top. I have all of its accessories behind it, and I'm going to use the lathe at one point to make more of those. Right now there's only a couple, and I can just turn new ones, which is fantastic. So that's going to be something exciting that I do for producing consistent sized rings, which I have not been doing. A tiny cup of hammers and a toothbrush. The tiny hammers, I love them. I only have a purpose for about 3 of them, but as we go down, I have brads in the legs to hang my wires. I have sterling silver, brass, brass, copper, brass, bronze. And this pegboard, I need to figure out what to do with that. I don't know if I like it there. But as we go down, because this is a fully featured bench in my opinion, we have the frequently used jewelry tools, which are the bench pegs, the jewelry saws, rulers, the mandrels, the ring sizers, you name it, like files. This is where that goes, and then we go down a little further. All right, we have a box that has finished projects in it, and a disorganized mess of wires. I am still me after all. We have our finishes, our epoxies, every pinchy that I own. Pinchy is any plier or snip or something like that, and additives for rings, pieces of wood for rings, hammers, marring hammers, non-marring hammers, the only level that I own, and the Fordham foot tool, or the Fordham pedal, which I'm very, very into. And unfortunately, the only other light that I have is this this crane light, and it's fine. I need to find better lighting anyway. But we move on now to a curated collection of crap that I've been hoarding for a while, but with the intention that this or something like this would happen. We've got longboards. We've got another collection of wood. These are all small scraps. We have ebony keys. We've got old pieces of flooring and old pieces of exotic wood, which is super exciting because any one of them can turn into knife handles, they can turn into rings, they can turn into so many projects. Some old blocks of cedar up there. They don't look great in this lighting, but I promise they are quite cool. And then it's not entirely haphazard. They're wood scrapers right there. There's a whole sets of them. Miscellaneous chisels, miscellaneous drill bits and spiral bits in these boxes. There's 3 boxes of them because, again, a foolish hoarder. Japanese planes, and I just needed a place to put the visor. And some ring additives, some gemstones are in this lower box here. Too many screwdrivers. And other this is the area for twisting things, so your Allen keys and brushes, wire brushes specifically. Garbage files, gotta have a garbage file. I needed a place for this, and I put it in the wrong place. That is a pipe cutter, there we go. And other general kits. We have sharpening station, which is, honestly, I need to organize all of this again anyway, but down here is sort of miscellaneous tools. There's more room on that bench, so more stuff needs to be put there. Old fire bricks that are going to turn into a rudimentary forge, I'm sure. Belts, jewelry tools, sharp objects, old vices. This sonbitch right here this has not been used yet at all. Below it I have some things that are useful for knives, scrap metals that need to be ground, scrap metals in this bucket over here that need to be hammered. Every piece of tape that I have in the house that is meant for a garage, and light garbage. But also molds and other light things that this shelf can handle. So my camera cut out. It cut out mid me saying that this shelf had contained all of my precious objects on it that were on these 3 shelves back here. And what that did for me was absolutely nothing. It was a real problem, to be perfectly honest. So when I took it down, I was going to throw it away, but I had all of these containers that helped me move. And honestly, kind of would have been a waste at that point. And I got really lucky, and it fits next to the water heater that I'm sure I will pay for that another time. But I digress constantly. We have our woodworking bench, which is also the place where the Ryobi drill press has had the most room it's ever had in its lifetime with me, and a vacuum degassing chamber that I haven't been able to use because it has a little bit of exhaust, and I'm not going to put exhaust in my mom's kitchen. Now I can put it where it's supposed to go, in the garage, where you can just choke and die as you please. So this vacuum degasser, while it hasn't been used, it will be used to stabilize rings, and it'll be used to make my rings stronger, my knife handles better, my wood more stable, my life making molds better, because I can make a bubble-free mold, which I have never been able to do. It's very exciting. Below that, we have a bunch of hand planes in various states of disrepair. I use about 3 very consistently, and the rest need a lot of work. We have Clamp City. Clamp City is got a decent population at this point, but I could always use more clamps and probably a better place to put them. Very important. The right side is garbage. The left side is junk. Junk is useful for projects later. Garbage goes in the garbage. That mask right there, I'll figure out if I want to keep that. But that was just a garbage cast to clean out the mold and test it. It doesn't matter. But instead of making you look at garbage and junk for a while, there's a tripod, as the trusty tripod that I always use, and wood from my old childhood bed frame that I almost cannibalized for the jewelry bench. I will say that while you see these legs that have been clearly made by me in the only fashion that I like to make legs at the moment, without this crossbar and what that wood over there was going to be used for, the bench shook left and right very hard. And if you saw the first ring made in the house, that was such a big problem there that I had to hold on to the bench to stabilize it, and that's no way to live. That will destroy this bench. Shaking like that will destroy this flimsy sheet metal piece of shit so fast. But then we have the mother of all wood collections. Well, my wood collection. It's not the mother of anything. It's really not super cute. It's not super huge, but it's very big for this garage. And I think to complement it, at some point there will be a second version of this garage, or some more additions. I would love a bandsaw, and this is a really nice place for a bandsaw. But a bandsaw would probably be added at some point. To be perfectly honest, this grinder station is probably going to move several feet to the right, and this center area, which all this floor is just begging for a forge for me to burn down my home, which is not my desire or intention, but I do want to forge in this garage if at all possible. And looking at it this way, with some fire blankets over the flammables and a forge in the center, I think I could get away with that in this tiny little garage. And that would be it. That would be all of the tools that I think I could fit in here. Forge and anvil somewhere in the center, and then all the way to the back, put a bandsaw of some quality, and that's it. That would be the final evolution. Also, there's saw corner. There's a lot of saws back there, like a whole lot. An irresponsible number of saws. I'm not buying tools. I'm not buying small tools for a long time. I don't need them. But that's it. Welcome to the shop, and I'm sorry that you've had to watch videos where I crammed so much crap everywhere that it was honestly suffocating to look at. Now the floor is a little boring, and the walls are a little bare, and I think that version 2 or version 3 is going to incorporate some of the space higher up. I'm tall enough, it doesn't matter too much. and the placement of these outlets are going to be very critical for making sure that that's possible. But all right, that being said, I'm going to leave it on this side as for stickers and for advertisement. And I can't wait to find out that this is going to burn down my house too, because I made a very wood thing that is going to work on very metal objects. So that is another upgrade that will probably happen almost instantaneously. I'm very fire conscious and fire scared and fire extinguisher. So there's some prep. There's a good chance that I will do this safely because I am so scared of anything going wrong. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe because I'm going to have a lot of fun eventually. So much fun. Bye. How do we turn this off? Oh, and this is a bonus stabilizer. Well, bonus. The bonus is I made this to stabilize iPhone footage, and I just used it to stabilize the footage you just watched. I never throw anything away. This is a huge brass counterweight and a wood frame that was honestly put together surprisingly okay-ish. I mean, it's oak, it's not going to break, and that footage should have been pretty smooth. Between the camera's auto stabilization and some manual auto stabilization, that's it. Now you can subscribe and like and all that other bullshit. Bye.